Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today I wanted to talk about the book Blue Ocean Strategy. I recently listened to it, book on tape, even though it wasn't on tape, still call it that. And I thought it was really phenomenal and eye-opening. And the gist of the book is that instead of going to the red ocean, the bloody ocean, where all of the sharks go, look at the blue ocean where the sharks are not at and where everybody else is not at, and find ways to create a new market share for your business. And the number one example that they gave was Cirque du Soleil, where in the past, carnivals and circuses were designed for children. And they had these big tents and they had animals. And that was really something that was dying out. People were not going to circuses like they had been in the past. So Cirque du Soleil flipped it all on its head. It's like, let's give people a good user experience. Let's target adults. Let's remove the animals, right? People don't really like the animals. PETA really got involved and the animal rights really got involved. It's no, we don't like, the animals, but people love the acrobats, right? They love that. And so let's emphasize that. Let's make this theatrical style. And they created this whole new market that really didn't compete with this other market. It was a new market. It was a new strategy. It was a new ocean of people that were really interested in going to see what is essentially a circus. And so when you think about the mental health space, as much as you might not like the talk space in BetterHelp, that's what they did. They said, wow, there's all of these people on the ground in communities, seeing people, they're taking their insurance or they're doing private pay. We can't compete with that. That's not what we want to do. Let's flip it on its head. And let's do virtual only, and let's do a subscription model, a way that has never been done before. And that's really, I think, how they have built up so much in a way that whether we like it or we don't like it is really grand. And so when I think about my private practice, my blue ocean strategy has been to accept insurance and really to accept most of the major commercial insurance plans. And in our state, that includes Blue Cross Blue Shield. Because we're one of the few group practices that accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, we get a lot of referrals and we stay very full and we stay very busy, and we don't have to compete with the rest of the practices that are trying to all vie for some of the smaller insurance plans, right? We accept the largest plan in our state, and that's by design. I understood that a long time ago they paid less than everybody else. I stayed on the panel when everybody else dropped it, because I was looking at the bigger picture. I wasn't looking at the 1 year or 2 year or even 5 year plan. This was really a 10-year plan that I was looking at. And even now when we make decisions for our business, it's really at a 10-year plan. And we're thinking outside the box. A lot of people want to do a private pay virtual only practice. For me, that's the red ocean. That might not be your red ocean, but for me, that's our red ocean. And so we look at the blue ocean and we're saying, more and more people are calling for in-person insurance-based services. Why don't we go after that? There's just so many of them. Why not build up in that way? We have the infrastructure. Yes, you have to have your infrastructure in place. You have to have your intake team, you have to have a billing team, and you have to have your team that does a therapy, right? You have to have those three things in place. And I know some of the smaller practices they want to keep it small. They want to keep it intimate, and that is okay. But if you're really looking to build up your practice, you're really looking to make a grand impact in this world, I want you to look at what your blue ocean strategy is. So I do recommend you reading the book. It was really great. It was really eye-opening. It really helped me understand marketing and how you can go against what other people are doing. You can push against the grain and do it differently and really have some amazing outcomes. So I'll tell you how we're utilizing this book and why you should read it. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that is really full service, you can run an in-person practice or a virtual practice. They have a free telehealth option. A private pay practice, you can take credit cards directly on the platform, or in an insurance-based practice, you can run your claims directly through the platform. I highly recommend you check out TherapyNotes. One of my favorite things is for a group practice, how much reporting they have. The reporting functions are so great. So I highly recommend that you check out TherapyNotes. So again, we're always thinking of the blue ocean strategies. Where are people not going? What are people not offering? What are people not necessarily doing? And how can we look at this differently than other people? I think a great thing, especially in Florida, is taking Medicaid. That can really, really help you grow very large. We're not necessarily looking at taking Medicaid, but I can understand why some larger practices that are really looking to expand their footprint would take Medicaid, because it's going to help them build. Or taking Medicare and getting everybody on, especially as next year everybody will be able to take Medicare. So when you're thinking about building your private practice, I want you to think about your blue ocean strategy and how you're not going to compete with everybody that's looking for the same clients, right? How can you really look for people and look to offer services and be a part of a market that maybe not everybody else is going after? So just some food for thought. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.